Many men quietly wonder why something that once helped no longer seems to do its job, or why it never truly helped at all. If that thought has crossed your mind, it's important to hear this first. You are not failing, and nothing about you is broken. In many cases, it's simply that the approach being used no longer fits what your body actually needs at this stage of life. Today, I want to gently explain a different way of looking at this issue, one that many people are never told about, even though it helps make sense of what's really happening inside the body. A common assumption is that the answer must always be another tablet, a stronger dose, or a newer version of the same idea. That belief is understandable, because that's how the conversation has been framed for years. But erections are not only about blood vessels acting like pipes. They begin much earlier, with signals in the brain that tell the body it's time to respond. When those signals weaken or become unreliable, improving blood flow alone may not be enough. This distinction is often overlooked, yet it explains why many men feel stuck even after trying multiple options. Stay with me here, because this shift in understanding is where things start to become clearer. Over the years, I've spoken with many men who share a similar story. At first, a medication seems helpful. Then, slowly, it takes more effort to get the same effect. Doses creep upward, and along with them come discomforts, flushing, congestion, heart palpitations, or digestive upset. Eventually, the results feel partial and inconsistent, leaving frustration and disappointment behind. What's important to understand is not that these medications are useless, but that they rely on a specific condition being present in the body to work well. Without that condition, they can only do so much. These medications work by helping a natural chemical in your body last a little longer. That chemical allows blood vessels to relax so circulation can increase where it's needed. It's a clever mechanism, but it depends on your body already producing enough of that chemical on its own. If production has declined over time, or if blood vessels and surrounding tissues have been affected by age, long-standing health conditions, or reduced circulation, then preserving what little is there won't create the result you're hoping for. You can't extend what isn't being made in sufficient amounts. That's a key point many people never hear. There are several reasons this internal supply may be lower than it once was. Long-term high blood pressure, diabetes, and vascular changes can all play a role. Hormonal shifts, changes in nerve sensitivity, and even ongoing stress or performance anxiety can interrupt the signal before the body ever has a chance to respond physically. Standard tablets are not designed to repair those underlying issues. They simply try to work around them. When that workaround stops being effective, the usual response is often to increase the dose rather than reassess the strategy. This is where a different option sometimes enters the conversation, one that works in a completely different way. Instead of focusing on blood vessels first, it acts on the brain, where arousal signals originate. It is a synthetic version of a naturally occurring messenger in the body and has been studied for many years. Because it doesn't fit neatly into the traditional prescription model, many people have never been told it exists. Yet its purpose is quite straightforward. It helps activate the central signal that starts the entire response process. That difference alone explains why it may help some men who feel they've reached a dead end. Put simply, this approach does not require you to already feel aroused for it to begin working. It helps initiate the signal itself, which is especially relevant when the physical structures are still capable, but the message from the brain isn't coming through clearly. Research has shown benefits even in men with more complex challenges, including tissue changes and long-standing circulation issues. At the same time, it's important to be balanced and realistic. This is not a cure-all. Some people experience temporary nausea, warmth, sweating, or mild discomfort, and these effects usually pass within a short period. Awareness and medical guidance matter. There are also different ways it can be administered, each with its own considerations. Some forms act through the nasal passages, while others are absorbed under the skin in very small amounts. Absorption speed and predictability can vary from person to person. Dosage isn't universal either. It depends on whether someone is addressing a specific difficulty or simply supporting what is already mostly working. These details are exactly why professional advice is so important, especially as we age and our bodies respond differently than they once did. You may hear discussions about combining approaches, where one method supports brain signaling and another supports circulation once that signal is active. While some men report positive experiences with these combinations, this isn't something to experiment with casually. Knowing that options exist is different from using them without supervision. What truly matters more than any single method, however, is not often what people expect. All of these tools are, in many ways, secondary supports. They can help, but they work best when the foundation is solid. If your body's ability to produce key molecules for healthy circulation has declined, or if blood vessels are under strain, you may find yourself constantly chasing short-term fixes. This is where everyday habits quietly become the most important factor. What you eat plays a major role in supporting natural circulation pathways. Foods rich in natural compounds found in vegetables and fruits help the body maintain this process from the ground up. This part isn't exciting, but it is essential, and it often makes every other approach more effective. It's surprisingly common to see people invest time and money into advanced solutions while neglecting the basics that allow those solutions to work properly. Supporting your body through balanced nutrition, proper hydration, and overall cardiovascular health isn't a lecture. It's a gentle reminder that the body responds best when its inputs are cared for first. When that base improves, additional interventions often have a clearer and more reliable effect. I've seen men make gradual dietary changes they initially resisted, only to notice meaningful improvements weeks later. When supportive options were added afterward, the difference felt more natural and less forced. In some cases, partners noticed the change before anything was said, simply because confidence and connection quietly returned. Those moments matter, not just physically, but emotionally as well. One final practical note: not every helpful option is routinely discussed during appointments, sometimes because it isn't officially approved for a specific use. That doesn't always mean it's inappropriate. It means it requires an informed conversation. Asking thoughtful questions, using specific names, and advocating for yourself can open doors that might otherwise remain closed. Alongside that, taking an honest look at daily habits can make more difference than most people expect. If something you've relied on no longer helps, let that be an invitation to reassess, not a reason to feel discouraged. There are often explanations, and there may be alternatives worth discussing. At Health Advice for Seniors, the goal is clarity, not pressure, and understanding, not promises. If this topic resonates with your own experience, you're welcome to share your thoughts or reflections in the comments. Many others are navigating similar questions. And if you find value in calm, clear guidance like this, you may find future conversations here just as supportive and just as relevant to your life.